Hello you fantastic people and welcome back to a Borderlands 3, to an extremely exciting video. I'm keen to bring it to you guys, but before I start there is a super small spoiler warning for DLC 1. Before you guys leave though, I made sure it was the least spoiler possible video for you guys. He is the most irrelevant boss. He has nothing to do with the story. He's not even really talked about in the actual DLC itself. He's just a boss. So if you want absolutely nothing spoiled at all, then leave the video now, go play the DLC and come back and watch this video later on. But if you don't care that much, I seriously made sure it was like the least spoiler worthy video for you guys to start with. But it is an amazing video coming up. And by amazing video, I'm not tooting my own horn, I mean the boss himself is amazing. But for everyone else that has played the DLC all the way through or just doesn't care about small spoilers, we have killed the Fabricator MK2 50 times on True Vault Hunter mode, Mayhem 4. If this is the first video you've watched me, I started a series when Mayhem 4 came out that I'm going to kill all the named bosses in Borderlands 3 50 times on True Vault Hunter mode, Mayhem 4, to test their drop rates. Originally it was to find the Mayhem 4 weapons, but it's also to test who drops the most legendary weapons, so who is the best farm, who drops the most anointed weapons, which I'm particularly looking for, who drops the most class mods, artifacts, etc. And then just sort of comparing like who has immunity stages, who takes too long, etc. So by the end we have a good comparison of who is the best boss in Borderlands 3 if we're going for just bulk legendaries, if we're going for anointed legendaries, and what their dedicated drops are, etc. And so far it's been extremely successful. I think we've done about 18 to 20 bosses so far, and this is the first one I'm going to do in DLC 1. I'm going to do it for all the ones in DLC 1, by the way. I started with the least spoiler worthy boss just so you guys can have a chance to finish the DLC 1, and then once you finish you can check out which are the best bosses for your farms. Now as for the loadout for this beautiful boss, I try and get the fastest time I can personally get, just so I can get through the 50 kills in one day, because it usually takes a long time otherwise. I'm going to do it without the new weapons just in case you guys don't have them yet. I use my Kib's Worth for electric damage. That thing absolutely shreds. I use a Lucian's Call mostly for the ricochet ability of getting the loader bots down. And as well, my bang stick is the fastest thing. I used a bunch of different weapons, but in the end, my bang stick didn't really need to, but I used the Unforgiven just to try and make it faster, is the best damage output my flak build has, especially when my class mod has an extra like 31% shotgun damage and stuff like that. It's just unrivaled with any weapons I have currently with my flak build. As for shield, I just still had my high capacity one on from just doing the playthrough. As for recommendations though, I'd say probably a Transformer would work really well because he shoots a lot of shock attacks. He also does have explosive ones as well, so if you have a high capacity shield, it is probably optimal. As for grenades, not really necessary in a lot of boss builds, but the gas coal is just the best grenade to have in this DLC at all. Loader bots go down so easily, you can just throw a whole bunch of them and they'll get out of your way, because there is a lot of boss loader bots that come out as well that just have a ridiculous amount of health, so just throw a bunch of gas coals around and they'll deal with that while you're focused on the boss. As for skill tree, I won't run through the entire thing because that takes way too long, but you guys are more than welcome to pause it and check it out for yourselves. It's essentially a high damage, crit damage, and trying to get my fade away as quickly as possible build, and it works absolutely amazing for me and on a lot of different bosses, like all variety of them. I've tried many different builds and I reckon this is the best one, at least for me. Now as for where to find the Fabricator MK2, of course you're going to want to go to the DLC 1, the Handsome Jackpot. Go all the way down to Jack's Secret, the little area there, and you'll spawn all the way over here, and it's a super long run. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to run all the way through here. It's pretty simple, like there's only one way to really go, but once you get to here there is a news station, so you just have to jump down and it's a super easy farm. The only problem is there is no ammo dump there, so one, make sure you have a build that it doesn't really rely on getting ammo regularly, or just loot the ammo crates that are right next to the boss farm itself. As for strategy, I'll leave a few runs showing on screen so you guys can check out what the boss fight is like. Essentially, my strategy resulted in being just my bang stick and switching to the Unforgiven because that was just the fastest method. If you guys don't have one of those, my Kib's Worth worked really well on the shield. Shocking AAA worked really well. A Rowan's Call all worked really well on the shield. Then for the health itself, he's armored, so I threw a whole bunch of gas coals. That destroyed him and the loader bots that he spawns around him, which deal a lot of damage, by the way. On top of that, for his armor, I used my Crossroads, I used my Lucian's Call, I used my Cutsman. All of those worked really well. Essentially, any high damage corrosive weapon will work wonders on him. He doesn't move, so he's super easy to hit. But what you're likely seeing on screen is me absolutely shredding him in like under 10 seconds with a bang stick. If you guys don't know what that is, it is a purple Torg shotgun. I have a video on it. I'll leave it in the end screen card, so you guys can check that out afterwards if you'd like. It is an amazing shotgun that everyone needs in Borderlands 3. but it absolutely destroys pretty much every boss. So that's why I ended up using it, because it was just the fastest method possible that I had. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of different ones, particularly with the new weapons. There are some amazing new weapons in Borderlands 3 DLC 1. I've got most of them so far, and this guy has a dedicated drop as well, which I'll cover later on in the video. But while you guys are checking out the action, in 50 kills of True Vault Hunter mode Mayhem 4 of the Fabricator MK2 in DLC 1, he dropped 140 legendary weapons, which is absolutely crazy. The absolute best out of all the bosses I've tested so far on Mayhem 4 True Vault Hunter mode was Agonizer 9000 with 157. Second place was Rampage at 153, and third place, the MVP originally, was Graveward 147. I'm pretty sure that puts him in fourth place. I don't think anyone else has beaten him other than those three. But in saying that, he's the fastest farm that I can kill out of anyone in the game so far. That drops that high amount of legendaries. Like, that's absolutely crazy amount. So if you consider the time in it, a 10-second boss fight, plus, you know, messing around with the loaders, another 10 seconds or something like that. Check your weapons. Loading in and out of the game takes about 40 seconds if you're on PS4. If you're on PC, it's even faster. So realistically, you can kill him 2 minutes on loop and you're like in and out of the game. A whole 2 minutes. Super easy. And with 140 legendaries after 50 kills, he is without a doubt one of the best bosses in the game. And as for the Anointeds, the number one thing that I was excited to bring to you guys in this video, he dropped 28 Anointed legendaries out of 50 runs, which is not only amazing, fantastic, ridiculous, he's now number one spot out of all the Anointed legendary drops and in any of the bosses we've tested on Mayhem 4 True Vault Hunter mode, which is absolutely ludicrous, which I'm really happy about as well, because the number one place for like the last 10 videos has been Troy, and I personally hate Troy because he's just a super annoying boss fight. He's now second place with 25 Anointed legendaries, and third place is Gigamind with 22. I've been recommending Gigamind because he's a way easier boss fight. I now highly regard and recommend the Fabricator MK2, and if you guys don't, I highly recommend it. It's actually a really good DLC. I'm not paid or sponsored or anything like that to say it, but I actually really enjoyed the DLC. It did have its hiccups on launch. It stopped me from playing for 3 hours because I brought the season pass and it was like, yeah, no, season pass players can't have it unless you buy it again. So that trolled me for 3 hours. But once we got past that, the game itself, the story mode, absolutely amazing. Really good bosses in it and really good new legendary weapons. So if you guys can get it and have the time to play it, I highly recommend you get it. As for legendary artifacts though, he's pretty average. He dropped 12 legendary artifacts after 50 runs. Number one place for that, if you guys are looking for legendary artifacts, is Rampager on 22, Tyrene in second place with 19, and in third place, Gravy and General Traunt are tied with 17 legendary artifacts. I'm hoping to find a boss in the DLC 1 that beats hopefully all of them, but makes it onto the top 3 at least, because those guys have been around for quite a while on the leaderboard and they need knocking down. As for legendary class mods though, the Fabricator was pretty average again with only 9 legendary class mods in the 50 runs. I am currently working on a video though that will be out hopefully in the next few days for the best place to get legendary class mods. I think I've already found him, but for now, until I confirm that, the Agonizer 9000 is currently the number one spot with 25 legendary class mods in 50 runs, Mayhem 4 True Vault Hunter mode. Second place, Rampager with 17, and third place, Graveward with 16. Now I did actually kill him 56 times rather than 50 times because he has this weird glitch at the moment. Hopefully it gets patched out soon, but sometimes he just doesn't drop anything at all. Not just legendaries, he doesn't drop any loot, cash, iridium, anything like that. I think it gets glitched under the ground or something like that. It's very strange. So I did run an extra 6 runs because I didn't think it was fair to test his drop rates, when hopefully that gets fixed, especially when I know he has a guaranteed legendary drop that drops every single time. So when he drops absolutely nothing, cash, iridium, anything like that, something's wrong. And now what I've been really excited to show you guys is the new cannon rocket launcher in Borderlands 3. DLC 1 is specific to that. I don't think you can get it anywhere else. This thing is an absolute tank. As you can see, 22,319 times 2. It's absolutely filthy. It comes in so many different variations. It's not only the strongest rocket launcher in the game, it's the strongest weapon in the game by far. Like, it ridiculously destroys everything in damage output. For accuracy, it says 76%, but honestly, it's really, really good. I wouldn't have been surprised if it said 90 for that stat. Handling, 40%, pretty average, or below average actually. Reload time for a rocket launcher is really good with 3.6 seconds. Fire rate is 1.82. It's kind of slow. It has a bit of a charge up time. Now the charge time is a little weird. It does have a short charge time if you just want to shoot bullets as quickly as possible. But if you wait until it's fully charged, it has like a little ball thing there. And you can tell when it's fully charged. You likely saw it in the clips when I was killing the Fabricator and the loader bots around it. He can do up to 5 million damage. I personally done 3 million damage with it from one shot. Essentially, any loader bot battle enemy, anything like that, if you bother waiting for the charge, it's like 3 seconds or something like that, it will one-shot everything. Against the boss itself, with absolutely zero effort put into putting anything into the skill trees, with anything class ones, anything like that, it destroys him as well. Not instantly, but I feel like if you had a Mo's build with extra splash damage, extra explosive radius, anything like that, you put any work into it with class mods, artifacts, anything like that, you could probably one-shot him, and I'm waiting to see the clip on Twitter or something like that where somebody one-shots him with this weapon, because it just has such a ridiculous amount of damage. The absolute machine of a rocket launcher also comes with every elemental type. I have a corrosive one, I have a fire one, I have a shock one, I have a radiation one, and I have a cryo one. If you guys want to pause to check out the stats of all of those, this one is the particular one I was probably using in the clips because it is the highest damage one for the loader bots and the boss himself, because it does corrosive damage, which is really, really good in DLC 1. I also have this fire one, which you might notice only has 17,000 damage without the ×2. Only 17,000. Where compared to this one is ×2. The difference is the annexed prefix makes it a ×2 per shot. You shoot 2 bullets. Now the best part about this rocket launcher, not only is it the strongest weapon in the game, just pure damage wise, it is a guaranteed drop from the Fabricator Mark2. It's absolutely crazy. He drops it every single time. And there are so many different variations. There's high damage, there's high fire rate, there's high magazine size, reload time, all that stuff. It's absolutely crazy. And he drops a bunch of anointments, so you get a whole bunch of different anointments on the cannon itself. Out of the 50 times, I got it 50 times, and I got 10 anointed. So it's about 20% drop rate. That's not a guaranteed rate, by the way. That is just how much I got. So it's about that. You can sort of ballpark it at. But yeah, the rocket launcher is an absolute machine. You guys definitely need to get it in Borderlands 3. If you haven't already, definitely go farm the Fabricator Mark II. Even just once, just to get it and try it out for yourselves. I'm not sure if it drops from the world drop system yet. I've farmed a whole bunch of different bosses and I haven't got it to drop anywhere else for myself. But if you guys have got it, let me know in the comment section down below if you've got it and where you got it from. And like I usually do, I will leave a comment pinned to the top of the comment section down below, which will have the full list of all the legendaries that we got from the 50 kills of Fabricator Mark II on Mayhem 4 True Vault Hunter mode. If you guys want to check out that list, you are more than welcome to. And if you guys are missing any Borderlands 3 legendaries, you are more than welcome to comment down below. If I have any spares and you're on PS4, I'm more than happy to send them to you. I have a whole bunch of different split screen characters that are just loaded to the brim, and my bank is too full with spare legendaries for you guys. I'm more than happy to send them to you. If you guys aren't on PS4 or if I don't have the weapon, feel free to comment down below anyways, because there was a whole bunch of people in the Borderlands 3 community that are awesome and are great at trading or just giving away weapons for free because they're just nice people. And if you guys have spares, feel free to go down in the comment section and help some people out because, you know, it's Christmas, why not? But yeah, that is all I have for the Fabricator Mark II. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to smash subscribe down below. I'm so keen to cover everything in DLC 1 on Borderlands 3. All the legendary weapons, all the challenges, all the bosses, 50 kills, 100 kills. I'm keen. But yeah, I shall see you guys in the next video. Until then, have a fantastic day. Feel free to check out the bank stick, and I'll link the new sniper rifle that I've covered yesterday that is in the DLC as well. I'll link that at the end card of the video. Feel free to smash like and share the video as well. It'll help the channel grow even more, and I will really, really appreciate it. And yeah, other than that, have a fantastic day, and adios.